All right, so if you're a senior architect, especially in a multi-cloud world, you already know the deal. AI? It's not just about the tech anymore, not just algorithms and infrastructure. It's really all about trust. So the big question is, how do we actually build that trust? Well, in this explainer, we're going to skip the high-level fluff and get right into the nuts and bolts, the actual blueprints for doing responsible AI on Azure. You know this feeling, right? It's the one question that can absolutely keep you up at night. Imagine this. Your CEO walks into your office, drops this bombshell on your desk. And just like that, AI isn't some cool tech project anymore. Nope, it's a massive board-level concern. And guess who all eyes are on? You, the architect. The pressure's on you to make sure what you're building is a huge asset and not a legal nightmare waiting to happen.
Okay, so how do you answer that CEO with total confidence? You start with a really solid framework. I like to call it the Responsible AI Trinity, or RAI Trinity for short. It's pretty simple, really. It's built on just three core ideas: fairness, transparency, and accountability. Get these three right, and you've got the foundation for an AI system that's not just powerful, but trustworthy and totally defensible.
So let's break that down. First up is fairness, and this is a big one. It's all about proactively hunting down and stomping out discrimination in your models. I mean, think about it. If you're working on something sensitive, like loan approvals or screening job candidates, a hidden bias isn't just a technical glitch. It can be a full-blown legal and PR disaster. So fairness is really our promise to treat everyone equitably.
All right, next up in our Trinity, transparency. This one hits that black box problem right on the head, the very thing your CEO is losing sleep over. Because look, if we can't explain why our AI model denied a loan or flagged a certain transaction, how can anyone possibly trust it? We can't. So transparency is all about cracking that box open and making our models explainable, not just for us tech folks to debug, but for everyone in the business to have confidence in what we're building.
And that brings us to our final pillar, accountability. You know, AI doesn't just exist on its own. We have to have humans in the loop. It's non-negotiable. This means setting up clear governance, having approval processes that you can actually audit, and knowing exactly who is responsible for what. The question, hey, who signed off on this model going to production? It needs to have a crystal clear, logged answer every single time.
Okay, so principles are great and all, but we're architects, right? We live and breathe implementation. So let's get practical. Let's take this trinity and map it directly to the tools inside the Azure ecosystem. How do we turn the what we need to do into the how we're going to do it with the stuff we can use today?
And here's where the rubber meets the road. We can literally map our trinity one-to-one to Azure's capabilities. For fairness, you've got the Responsible AI dashboard, which is awesome for finding and squashing bias. For transparency, there are the model explainability tools and, of course, rock-solid logging, so you can unpack any prediction. And for accountability, well, that's where Azure ML approvals and good old IAM, Identity and Access Management, come in. They give us the guardrails we need for human oversight and create that bulletproof audit trail.
All right, let's stop talking theory and make this real. We're going to walk through a classic high-stakes scenario, building an AI model that says yes or no to loan applications. This is exactly the kind of place where getting this right isn't just a nice-to-have, it's everything.
So here it is, a super practical 4-step MLOps blueprint. First, step 1, you analyze your data for bias before you even think about training a model using that REI dashboard. Next, step 2, you evaluate your trained model for explainability. You generate those reports that prove to any auditor that you know what's going on under the hood. Then, a huge one, step 3, you gate your deployment with formal approvals. No model ever goes live without a human being signing off on it. That's accountability in action. And finally, step 4, once it's live, you lock it down. You secure those endpoints with super strict access control and log absolutely everything.
So we've got the principles, we've got the blueprint. What's the last piece of the puzzle? It's making sure this thinking gets woven into the very fabric of how your organization works. This can't be a one-time project. It has to become a permanent part of your governance. And it all starts with the architecture review.
And here you go. Seriously, take this checklist to your very next machine learning architecture review. Just ask these 5 simple questions. You'll see they map directly back to our RAI Trinity, and they force the right conversations to happen early, which is when it really matters. It's such a simple way to make responsible AI a non-negotiable part of your process. So I'm just going to leave you with this one thought. It's a simple question, but really the answer to it is what determines whether you're building a game-changing competitive advantage or a ticking time bomb of a liability. When you make responsible AI a formal, required line item on your architecture reviews, you're not just building better tech. you're building a foundation of lasting trust.